Photography and tourism share a relationship because it allows other people to see and appreciate the beauty of a certain place, the way of life, and culture.
The relationship between tourism and photography, one doesn't go without the other. It all starts with the image. It all starts by provoking interest, and you can just do that by visually engaging the spectator or the tourist in this case. Tourism and photography, I mean, if you look at images in magazines and books, this is how you get inspired. So it's the job of the photographer to really portray his country in a way that people feel stimulated to buy a ticket and fly there. I started photography as a hobby in my teens. Later I studied photography in Germany, to be specific, advertising photography. In 2004 I came back to Nigeria and continued photography from home. By 2008 I set up my own studio. As a country who wants to attract tourists, it is very essential that everything from the culture, the architecture, infrastructure is portrayed. So for each aspect you need a special kind of photography. Architectural photography, documentary photography, videography, food photography. A country has so much to offer, any country. Now, we are not just speaking about Nigeria. Any country has so much to offer, and then also with time, everything changes. So there is so much, there are so many sources, there is so much to depict on that you have to be constantly thriving, you have to be constantly working, and there can never be an enough and let's stop here. You have to keep going, and you have to keep documenting and archiving, especially archiving.
Food photography is a still life photography used to create attractive still life photographs of food.
Food has always been essential. And I mean, this is what we do. This is so part of our culture, and you can't do without food. There's nothing you can do without other things, but you can't do as a human being without food. And it portrays so much your culture and what being Nigerian is about. And the cooking process and what we like and the swallow, it's so different to other parts of the world. Now, if you want to make Nigeria, in quotes, appetizing to others, to tourists, then I think we can't do without good food photography. Nigerian food is quite complex, yet so simple. And as a food photographer, I would say that it's also very difficult to portray Nigerian food in a way that it looks appetizing, because all our draw foods and the swallow that we eat, it might not look appealing, and if you photograph it in a very layman kind of way, it can almost look disgusting. So we really need skilled hands, good stylists, good cooks, and good photographers to really show what our food is about and to educate. Okay, can we have the reflector? Aside from food photography, I mean, this country has so much to offer. There's landscape photography. There are so many destinations in Nigeria that should be highlighted. There could be fashion, definitely fashion photography. Our designers also. For food photography, there's a lot of planning involved. First of all, you need to decide, after deciding what you want to cook, you need to look at the color of the food, which plates can go with it, which accessories will fit to it. Then also, what kind of surface are you photographing on? Is it going to just be simple wood? Is it something going to be reflective? Little things like that. Then it's about the lighting, especially you have to decide what kind of lighting you want to use. Do you want to use daylight? Do you want to use studio light? To bring out the structure of the food, what light fits best, because you will shoot, let's say, mashed potatoes differently than you will shoot spaghetti. It's a different structure, so you have to decide on that one. Then to the cooking process, what exactly do you want to show? Is it that you want to show the whole process of the cooking from the beginning to the start? Is it for a menu? Is photography going to be for a menu, or is it going to be for a cookbook? How many angles? What kind of angles do you need? Is it an overhead shot? Is it from a 45-degree angle? Is it from below the table? Things like that should be narrowed down and decided before you even start the shoot.